When it comes to me actually fighting anyone, I just keep the door open. I'm still in the UFC's drug testing pool. I get drug tested, blood tested all the time. I'm living vicariously through my buddy Gable Steveson right now. I tell everybody that, being backstage, being around the fans, seeing that passion, being in the training gym, I get to do it all over again through Gable. And so I'm giving him my absolute best, teaching him everything I know about the sport. And that's been really fulfilling for me. I think for a lot of fans as well. They're like, John, when are you going to come back? And those same fans, they're like, hey, welcome back, Coach Jones.
You're next for the title. They want you next. So have you gotten a call from the UFC? When can we see you compete there?
On Monday, I'm going to Vegas.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to have a news, so I'm going to fight soon.
That's great for the title.
After a long, painful wait, the silence is finally breaking. Jon Jones and Arman Tsarukyan, two elite warriors sidelined for months, are finally stepping back into the fight game. This isn't just a comeback, it's a statement. But the question is, who gonna they fight?
I'm talking about Johnny Bones Jones. That is correct. In my humble opinion, he probably is the greatest of all time. Now, of course, he had the biggest duck of all time. He was supposed to face Tom Aspinall. That was crazy. And he walked away from a room with $30 million. But he's been doing some interviews. He's been back in the UFC octagon. He cornered Gable Steveson at UFC 329 International Fight Week. The fight world was going crazy for Conor McGregor's return. And what an epic night of fights that was until the main event. We know all about that, okay? We're not going to get into that. Other than that, the night was epic and John was around all of the energy. And when you've had the career that he has, when you've still got it like he has, and he's only 39 years old, regardless of a bit of arthritis in his hips or whatever, there's still money to be earned, there's still a good time to have, there's still audiences to thrill, and he's still got the ability.
If Jon Jones finally steps into the octagon against Tom Aspinall, a true champion and an absolute elite fighter, this won't just be a fight, it'll be history in the making. 2 generations, 2 legacies, 1 octagon. And when that moment comes, the entire UFC world will hold its breath.
Arman puts out on social media that he's going to fly to Vegas on Monday, and he is going to finalize his next fight. That means he's going to go to Vegas and he's going to sign a contract for his next opponent. Now, he hasn't told us who that is, but that's a huge deal. Monday's behind us. But on Thursday of last week, Justin Gaethje revealed, the first time to me, that he might retire. In fact, his exact words, I have not yet decided if I'm going to retire. Gaethje then added a piece on Friday, and he said, whatever I do, and I think Ali said this. I think this was through Ali, but he said, whatever I do, it's going to be something new. I'm not going to do something I've already done. I get that.
If Arman Tsarukyan goes for the BMF title, Charles Oliveira is definitely a solid opponent. But here's the twist. Justin Gaethje has already made it clear he's not interested in fighting anyone he's beaten before. And that leaves only one name standing tall on the list. Arman Tsarukyan, the man who's been snubbed one too many times, might finally get the title shot he truly deserves.
Magomed Ankalaev versus Bogdan. This one's, I think it's going to be a fun one, right? Bogdan's been coming in hot. He's on a good streak right now. He's finishing pretty much all these dudes, and he feels like he belongs at the top, right? I don't think a lot of people give him the credit or put him on that type of tier to be like a champion. But you get past Ankalaev, your name's right there, especially in the 205-pound division, where they're trying to find the new face, trying to find the person that's going to take over. Ankalaev coming off of that knockout loss to Pereira. How is he going to recover? How is he going to be? Fighting in Abu Dhabi is always hard. The time zone change is very difficult to deal with. But keys to victory, Ankalaev. I think you got to come out and you got to grapple early, or pushing him to the fence early, kind of like you did for the Pereira first fight, where Bogdan comes out hard early. He swings wild. He likes those brawls. We don't want to be in those brawls. I think we get a couple takedowns early, or get him to the fence, slow it down. You've been in 5-round fights. You know how it feels. You've been in those big fights, big situations. Let's get him to the 2nd, 3rd round. Use your long jab, use your cross, the low kicks, just to keep him at bay, at distance, right? We don't want to be in that firefight with him.
This week, the fight everyone's talking about. Magomed Ankalaev takes on Bogdan Guskov. and the stakes couldn't be higher. This marks Ankalaev's first fight since that brutal, painful loss to Alex Pereira, a defeat that ended his reign in shocking fashion. But make no mistake, Guskov is no easy test. Known as a dangerous finisher with fight-ending power, he's ready to make a statement of his own. This isn't just a comeback fight. It's a must-win moment for the former champion.
Not just these two names, I think everybody is scared to fight with Ankalaev because a very difficult, dangerous opponent, and sometimes need the balls for agree like this fight,
Magomed Ankalaev has been so difficult to beat, just so technically brilliant, especially on short notice. Does it benefit you that you have the sort of fighting style where you just crash into people all offense all the time? Because I think when you don't have time to prepare, that's exactly what you need to do against a guy who is as well-rounded as Magomed.
My camp is building for 1st August on Serbia, and I know on this fight just 10 days or 1 week. For me, no need change nothing, and change it only rounds. Before be 3, now 5, and only this different. And I think no good idea change something in my plan or my camp. Need to go and fight.
What do you think will be the biggest or the most challenging adjustment that you have to make to fight a guy who is as aggressive as Bogdan?
I wouldn't be too worried about challenges for him, for Bogdan, because it's not like he was sitting on the couch and got a phone call. He also had a fight coming up in about a week. He was supposed to fight Blachowicz in Serbia, so he was getting prepared and he was getting ready. So I'm sure that it's all fine with him. And then on our side, I'm really actually kind of glad that he accepted the fight, because we were getting ready for Roundtree. We were working hard. We didn't know 10 days ago when they told us that Roundtree's hurt. We didn't know if the fight was going to go on. So for us, it's really a great thing that somebody like Bogdan said yes and saved the fight.
Magomed Ankalaev versus Guskov is shaping up to be an absolute banger. And it's just the beginning. Because right after this, the UFC heat cranks up even further with Islam Makhachev versus Ian Gary, a fight that's already got the entire fan base buzzing. Back-to-back blockbuster action. This is exactly why fight fans live for moments like this.
It all had to do with that, but that I don't think is what Ian Gary's saying. I want it to be true. I love the idea. I believe in Ian Gary more than he believes in him. The way that Ian portrays and talks about he believes in himself, I actually believe in him that way. He's a young guy and he's using the media as a way to help to convince himself. But I actually think he's that good. I actually think Ian Gary can beat Islam. Now, I'm not predicting for you that he's going to. We'll get to that as this fight gets closer, but I'm sharing for you he can. And Ian Gary is a pain in the ass. And this whole thing that he can't wrestle, go ask Rachmanov if that's true. Or this whole thing that you can take Ian's back and finish him. Go ask Rachmanov if that's true. Or anybody else that Ian's ever fought, or anyone else that's ever had his back, because none of them ever finished him. But he's going to be to Islam what Conor was to Aldo. What are we talking about? He's got a way, he sees something, he's got a way, he's got a pattern, he's got something he's going to try, and if it works, he's going to look great. Is that what we're talking about? Sometimes that happens. George Masvidal knew, I'm going to throw a knee. If it lands, I'm going to look great against Ben Askren. If it doesn't work, he's going to catch me, take me down, and I'm never going to get up. But I'm going to put everything into this. Like, sometimes it does work. But I don't want that to be what Gary's talking about. I want it to be fun starting now. I want him to go after him. I want him to get in his head. I want him to rattle him. I want Islam at the face-off to look away. Now, whether Islam does any of those things, right, it would just force Islam to rise. We could have some fun.
He's a guy that can get it done. Again, Islam is one of the greatest to ever do it in this game. He's dominant in his field, and now he's at welterweight. He wears it well, like against JDM. I thought JDM scrambling would give him problems, but nah, it wasn't the case. But with Gary, the the fight with Shavkat. He got close at the end as well, finishing Shavkat, but the way he handled Shavkat's grappling, I wouldn't say foreshadow what's gonna happen with that fight, but I haven't actually looked at that fight too much yet, but I'm excited for that fight just because it's like, again, another one of those ones where it's like destiny. A guy like Ian Machado, who's come up, had this dream, been calling it since day dot, and he's been saying, I'm the future.
So there you have it. The UFC calendar is absolutely loaded right now. This week, Magomed Ankalaev looks to bounce back from a painful title loss when he faces the dangerous Bogdan Guskov. Arman Tsarukyan is finally getting his shot at redemption, chasing the title fight he's long deserved. John Jones' return has the entire promotion on edge, with fans desperate to see the GOAT back in action. And looming over it all, August 15th, when Islam Makhachev and Ian Gary collide in what could be the biggest fight of the year. This is UFC at its absolute best, and we're here to bring you every second of it. Make sure you're subscribed because the action doesn't stop here. Until next time, stay locked in.